Hi everybody, my name is Bridget, and today I want to explore this really cute little site I found from 1998. I originally found it when I was doing a psychology assignment. I forgot exactly what class it was. I think it was social psychology maybe. Regardless, it was asking us to go in this really big database of a bunch of websites and kind of just see a lot of different topics about psychology. And I mean, me being me, I obviously went to the queer stuff because, you know those people who are like, oh, I don't mind if you're queer, but don't make it your personality. I'm sorry, but I am the person who makes it their personality. I am too prideful. So anyway, I went looking for that stuff, and I found this really cute little site called All Mixed Up, and it's from 28 years ago, which is crazy. I mean, I was born in 2003, so this site is older than me, and I just thought that was super cool. And even after finishing my assignment, I was looking around on the page for a lot longer because there's just so many cool little things that I just wanted to talk about. So here I am finally today making this video, and I hope that you enjoy it and we'll get right into it. Also, I realized that the past 3 or so videos I've made, I've been wearing this shirt. It's not planned, I promise. I promise I have more than one shirt. I'll go change real quick and we'll get right into it. I also have some channel announcements at the end of the video, so if you're interested for that, if you're a returning viewer or a subscriber, stay tuned for that. I'll try to add video chapters if I remember to. Alright, so checking out the actual site, we have this homepage here, and it has this really pretty graphic of this butterfly over here, and some sort of flower, probably, that I just don't know the name of. And I don't know, just something about this is so it makes me so happy. It's everything about this page, these old icons and everything, it feels like this really old era of the internet that I have a lot of nostalgia for. I mean, even though I'm 22 and I really did not use the internet that much as a kid, there's just something so special about this to me. It all feels so handmade and just real, it feels like this person really put their heart into this page, and that's kind of why I love it so much. Just, I don't know, and especially it being from 1998 and still being up and running and having so many topics about discourse and whatever preserved in time. It's really cool for me to see, as it gives such a personal look into how the trans, I just sort of, for lack of better words, I'll use the word again, discourse, was just kind of looking around the time and just seeing how things are different, but also a lot of the ways that things are the same. It's just, everything about this site is just so endearing and lovely, and that's why I really want to talk about it. Before going much further into this though, I do want to mention that due to the just time when the site was written, originally in 1998 and revised in 2008, you're gonna see a lot of medical terms that aren't really used much anymore, such as transgenderism or, transvestite. Neither of which, at least to my knowledge, are necessarily slurs, but, you don't really hear it much nowadays, aside from people being assholes, so just keep that in mind. It was not written with bad intentions at all, and it's just sort of words at the time. Before continuing further, I do want to introduce this person. This is Madeline H. Winzen. They have a PhD and are a transgender professor of psychology. And she just describes this as discussing her personal experiences with gender dysphoria and critiques the mental illness model of gender identity disorder. And for anyone who's unaware, back then, it was actually quite only recently that being trans was no longer listed as a mental illness from major health organizations and the DSM-5 and whatever. So this is sort of a lot of just autobiography about that, but also a big critique on that back then. And she gives a lot of really good reasons in this video. And I don't have the time to go into everything because it's a lot of reading, but I really encourage you all to read it yourselves. And I'm going to explore a couple areas that I just want to show off in this video. Now, starting with this little bit here, quote, "It feels like everything should have been so obvious when I look back, that everything was so confusing as I grew up. It's like one day I was absent and everyone else was taught the crucial aspects of being a boy or girl. I would lie in bed at night practicing and rehearsing how to be a boy. One day in middle school, after being pushed around again, a principal tried to teach me to stop crying and be a man. Bullies, teachers, and others taught me the same thing. There was something terribly wrong with my feelings. I tried so hard to purge from myself every expression of emotion. Really, I only need to be taught one lesson. We do not need to learn to be ourselves. We just are ourselves. Or maybe what it meant to be a person is that we invent ourselves. In 1998, I transitioned. I no longer practiced being a boy. I just became a girl. Today, I have wonderful friends and the most perfect partner. Even after transitioning, my life has continued to be rocky, and I hope to revise my autobiography in the next year to reflect the way I now understand myself as bigendered. Someone who goes beyond androgyny to embrace different gender roles in different situations. I'm sorry that updating the site takes me a while because I recently completed my PhD in developmental psychology, and I am now a new professor. I designed this site to share with others what I've learned from being educated in psychology and growing up with gender dysphoria." Unquote. I absolutely adore how she describes her revelation of not needing to learn who she is and simply just being who she is. It's something that I really have heavily relate to post-transition era myself, as I remember being so concerned with having to practice femininity to an extent that I just really did not want to when I started transitioning. But eventually, I likewise had the same discovery that I can just be me. Granted, me being me does closely align with conventional femininity, and I'm fortunate enough to have the security that comes with that, but still, I digress. This is just me being me. So if we move down a bit, we can see that she has listed a lot of information about trans topics. A few of these I've read, and I find it really interesting to explore how these topics parallel a lot of current day discourse, but also in how they differentiate a bit. For example, the first one that I read, I believe, was this one right here, "Why are transsexuals so mean to each other?" And it's really interesting to me, because it goes over this site viewer over here called Gail, messaging Madeline through email, asking basically the title question, and she goes into a lot of these topics which reflect a lot of current day discourse. And one thing that struck me as particularly relevant was people putting each other down for not acting conventionally feminine or conventionally masculine, despite being male to female or female to male respectively, and going into why this is a flawed way of thinking about gender. And it's so interesting to me because, especially if you use 4chan, you'll absolutely see this a lot and know entirely what I mean. But it's also definitely present on a lot of other social media sites, even the largely used and sanitized ones. And I just thought that was really, maybe not cool, because that's a really bad thing, that's still so much infighting going on around that topic. But I just find it very interesting that 28 years later, things are more or less the same in ways like this. Also, before I move on, I wanted to just talk about this little guy right here. I love this so much. I really, I love the pre-irony poisoned internet and using these cute little emoticons. Okay, maybe Lenny face isn't cute, but you get the point. All these little things at Steam, whatever. It makes me so happy. We need to bring them back. You guys gotta comment on my videos with that, please. I will love you for a million years if you do that. But in a not in a not parasocial way. I love you all as my viewers and nothing more, except for my girlfriend. She's a viewer and I love her. Now, going back to the homepage, I saw this little autobiography section right down here, and in the first subset, it goes over a letter titled "Am I Happy?" that was addressed to her parents. And while I'm not going to read it all out as it's fairly long, and I really believe that you should check out the site on your own terms, as it's just amazing. I love it. I did want to highlight a few parts of this. So to start, quote, "I guess maybe you look at my transition and think there must be one concrete thing about it that makes me happy. But there just isn't one concrete thing. There really are no things. I don't care much about clothes or makeup or styling my hair or any of the other zillion possible concrete things I could probably do better. It's why you get so frustrated when you focus on these things. This isn't about concrete things, it's about abstract feelings. I spent my childhood in pain and my adolescence in a desperate attempt not to feel pain. Now I can feel pain. I can feel sadness, but I can also feel happiness. I like myself more today than any other time in my life. unquote. Now, I think the reason that I resonate really highly with this is because my relationship with my family and my gender nonconformity and eventual discovery of being trans and transition has always been a very, very lifelong point of contention. I mean, you know, my very first memory at the age of 2 was me crying over gender envy over this girl I thought was pretty. It's always been a thing going on with me, and it's kind of, as a result, always been causing problems with my family. And thankfully, it has resolved as of lately, and I'm very, very happy about that. But it's these feelings and things that she writes in here really resonate super closely with me because it just feels so personal, and I understand a lot of the things that she writes, you know? And I'm sure many of the people here viewing at home are likewise trans or some flavor of queer, and you probably have your own experiences with this sort of similar predicament as well. And the way that she words it as not any specific thing, you know, it's not like, oh, I get to wear dresses now and this is awesome, or, you know, like makeup or whatever. It's these abstract feelings that come from the heart or wherever they come from. You know, we don't know enough about this research to understand yet. No, but anyway, I think it's interesting because these sort of feelings are different for everybody. You know, the reasons for transitioning are going to be different depending on every single person you meet and, you know, certain goals and whatever. So it's just super cool for me to hear these feelings worded so incredibly well so many years ago when there was so much less representation and, you know, just a lot less knowledge about trans people. You know, back then, I mean, if we were ever featured in anything, it was the punching bag to a stupid joke in like some stupid sitcom way back then, right? So it's so cool hearing such greatly worded, like passionate writing about this, at least in my opinion. I do wish I could spend more time going over this page as there's a lot of really good things here, but we've spent a lot of time here as is. So I just, again, implore you very, very much to go check this area out on your own, and just the whole rest of the site, honestly. It's super, super interesting. But that's all I'll spend here for now. Real quick, before I move on, actually, her dad also sent a follow-up note, or I think it was an email or something, and thankfully it ends really, really positively, which makes me so happy. Especially back then with acceptance being lesser than today, it makes me so happy to know that she did eventually receive support from them, and it's just really wonderful. Especially since it can be assumed that things only got better with her family relationship. I didn't want to end it on a sad note here for you guys, and it does get better for her. So it's just, it makes me so happy. Please, please read the note on your own time. It's really, really endearing. So continuing on, I found this next portion of the site by searching up Madeline's name on Google, and I could not reverse engineer how you're supposed to get to this page from the main page. It doesn't seem to be connected anymore. I'm assuming some sort of site went down between it, which linked it. But you can find it by searching her up on Google, but I'll just put it in the description as a separate link. Anyways, it is a short little 3-page photo album of photos of herself and people important to her, as she describes at the top. And oh my god, it is absolutely adorable. Without spoiling the whole gallery though, I'll just show a couple photos I want to talk about the most. Now, unfortunately, this first photo here is missing, although I think that's the only one missing, thankfully. So I'll show you the other ones. So over here, this is titled Madeline's Reflection Place of Childhood, and she describes how when she was in middle and high school, she'd go to this absolutely gorgeous place, as seen from the photo, to read, draw, and just think about things, which was near her childhood home. And it's just so pretty, and something about the photo just like, despite my positive demeanor on the channel, I'm unfortunately still a little depressed, and I'm kind of prone to being sad sometimes, especially about the state of the world, and just seeing photos like this reminds me of just how gorgeous this world we inhabit is. It's such a little simple photo, but it's just so perfect in its own little way. Something about it just feels so peaceful, and just sometimes it's nice to just go outside and remember how pretty life is, and it kind of grounds me, and I recommend that you all do too, if you know, it's safe for you to, at least. There's so many beautiful little things that we can forget about so much through all the headlines, and I think it's just really, really nice. Also, just something about the old photography feels so real to me. I gotta show off my Polaroid sometime. I have a lot of funny and cute ones, and anyway, I'm spending too much time in this photo, so let's do the next one. Oh my god, I can't stop smiling, like, even before I get to this. Over here is a photo. Oh my god, it's so cute. It is a photo of Madeline's partner, Lisa, and it's just, oh my god, it's the most adorable little thing ever. It makes me so happy. In this little block of text, Madeline says, quote, "This is Lisa. Isn't she beautiful? She's the most perfect partner in the whole world." With a whole bunch of, oh my god, it's so cute! I'm sorry. There's just all these, oh my god! There's all these exclamation marks, and it's so adorable. I love it so much. She goes on to tell their story on this photograph about like how they met, and continuing on with, "I took this photo of her after she came bouncing into my lab with a friend who was visiting her. They were both wearing those funny red hats. She's also a developmental psych grad student, and we met when I came to visit our university and decide if I would come here. I looked like a boy then. We started becoming closer and closer, and I was scared because I hadn't told her about my transsexuality yet. So one night after we went to dinner, we came back to my office and I told her about my transsexuality. She didn't seem surprised or even to have any response. So then I told her again because she must have a response to something like this. But she didn't. She felt like I should do what I needed to be happy, and she didn't care if I was a boy or a girl. She wasn't falling in love with me as a person and not as a boy-bodied shell. And I was falling in love with her too." Oh my god, it's so cute. That night we kissed for the very first time, and when we had this conversation, and our first kiss, Lisa was sitting exactly where she is in the picture. Like, oh my god, isn't that just the cutest thing ever? The first couple of times I read this, like, while making this video's outline, because I don't have a super strict script, but I have a thing I'm trying to, you know, abide sort of close by so the video isn't super bad. I was just, like, squealing in my chair from how adorable it is. It makes me so happy. It's so cute! Just, oh my god! It's so adorable! It makes me so happy. And anyway, that's just the first two photos I want to show off. It's so cute, oh my god. We're gonna go to the last section of this video because I've spent a lot of time making this video. But I did want to cover this last section and give it a little bit of attention as well. Okay, I think I've recovered from the last really, really cute photo. So anyway, going on to the last section of this page that I really wanted to show off is in the psychology and psychopathology of transgenderism section. Subset I'm viewing is called "Does the Mental Illness Label Bias Research About Transsexuality?" And as I said earlier, this is back when the DSM-5 and major health organizations labeled us as having a mental illness for being trans. So it's really fascinating to hear Madeline's argument way back then, and she provides really good points. Throughout this entire page, Madeline goes over a lot of really good different talking points about why it's harmful for our community to view transgenderism as a mental illness. But this small section in the conclusion particularly struck me as really impactful while reading it for the first time. So I just want to mention that. She notes, "If a man walks into a therapist's office very depressed because he's attracted to men, the therapist diagnoses him with depression. After all, depression is the name of his suffering. The therapist does not diagnose his problem as homosexuality. Yet, when a depressed pre-transition transsexual seeks to transition, they're diagnosed with a label about who they are, gender identity disorder, rather than a statement about how they're suffering, depression. This way of labeling transsexuals is more profound than a code number for insurance. It sets up an entire insensitive way of viewing transgenderism. Transgenderism becomes viewed as the problem rather than part of who we are, for better or worse. To begin to understand one another better and to advance our scientific understanding of atypical gender." And she continues on some more, but you get the sort of general gist. I wanted to bring this little area up as if you're watching this, whether you're a random viewer wanting to know more about us, or you're interested in this page, maybe you're an ally or a trans person yourself, or any other flavor of person watching this video, you're likely quite well aware of the increased persecution that trans individuals such as myself are facing currently due to a certain administration full of fascists. Anyways, and many are trying to return to the times where we were labeled mentally ill, and I think that a lot of people don't really understand the repercussions of what being labeled as such entails, and this entire page covers just how harmful it can be. When we're made to believe that being transgender is a disease we need to eradicate, a problem we need to solve rather than it simply being just one facet of who we are and how we were born, it adds such a large amount of baggage that only serves to harm transgender individuals and label us as neurotic, further isolating us rather than trying to understand our conditions. If you're interested in hearing more about that talking point, I highly encourage reading the rest of what Maddie spoke about on this page, as she words it far better than I just did and provides some really compelling talking points against labeling it as a mental illness, which still holds up incredibly well 28 years later. Now with that, I want to conclude this little video just about this really, really cute website. And again, for the last time, I implore you so badly to check it out if you're interested at all, because it's so endearing. And if I found a way to make a 3-hour video covering all the content on this website actually entertaining, I would probably do it. But I don't think anyone wants to hear me talk about that for 3 hours. But again, highly recommend checking this website out. Super interesting. And it's just very cool. So please check it out. Also, if you enjoyed the website, I would absolutely love a comment if you feel like it. No pressure. I know a lot of people don't like commenting on videos, or like a like on the video even. As I love reading your guys' comments, it makes me very happy, and y'all have been giving me so much support lately, so thank you so much for that. And I'd just like to hear what you guys thought about the site was the most cool. Go, my little algorithm boosting. I don't know what to call you guys. I'll call you my locusts. My fans are now officially called my locusts. You're like my little army. Go, my locusts. Tell me about what you liked about this video. Rah. Anyway, I'm just so happy to have discovered this little endearing corner of the internet that is Madeline's page. And there's so many other sites out there like it. I mean, she has this whole web link to a bunch of other. So who knows what other really interesting content there is out there. If this video gets enough support or people want it enough, maybe I'll even make another video continuing it. So that'd be cool. I mean, we'll see. I'm going back to college, so. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed it. So now for some channel updates and thank yous. Thank you so much for 500 subscribers. I can't believe it. Like, huh? Where'd you come from? I feel like that photo of Patrick lifting up the fucking rock and there was like... I'm sorry. There's like 24 people underneath and he's like, who are you people? Like, where did you guys come from? 500? That's crazy. I mean, I know relatively that's like, this little amount of people, but to me, that is crazy. And the fact that I'm already about to hit 600, where did you come from? Where did y'all come from? I mean, thank you. And thank you so much for all the really supportive, nice comments that you've been leaving me. Like, y'all are making me blush so much and just made me so happy. Thank you so much. So, I mean, Jesus, thank you. I cannot believe the support I've been receiving, so thank you. I do want to have a 500 subscriber special at some point soon, where I rank all the silly emotes of my cat Nigel in my Discord server for him. He has his own little Discord server called Nigel Fan Club. I'll put the link on screen in the description. You should totally join it. It's a lot of fun there. Especially if you want to like get to know me better or just talk to me more. That's usually where I am. And the emotes are very funny, so please watch it if you're interested. It's fun, I promise. Are you really gonna say no to this guy? I don't think you would. I think you're a monster if you say no to him. You're so cute, Nigel. Also, to anyone who got this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. I kind of struggle to believe my content is interesting enough to view fully in. I think this is my insecurities being mean to me. But I've been having a lot of people commenting and just saying things that you would only know if you watched until the end of the video, and that's just, it makes me happy to know that people care about what I'm making. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Also, thanks to Per Polecat, who allowed me to use her music in this video. I reached out to her in emails and she's like, yeah, I'd love to like be featured in your content. Thank you. So thank you so much for that. That is awesome. She is my favorite lo-fi artist like ever. Her music is absolutely incredible. And if you liked any of the music in this video, you should 100% go check out her channel. It's really good. I recommend Ghost Town. That's like a really good song by her. And the entire Distant Worlds album, like the first one. I mean, they're all really good, but that's just my favorites. Please check it out. Her stuff is so good. Lastly, I want to do a couple videos just about a lot of random things. I do intend to keep on making trans content, as that's something I'm very passionate about, but I also do intend to make other stuff, like an unofficial music video for a song I really like. But we will see how long that will take me, as between college and work and caring for my friends and caring for myself, we have a lot on my plate. And I don't always have the time to do YouTube as much as I want to, but I'll try getting around to it. So we'll see how we get there. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it so much. I'll let you finally go now. You can leave my locusts for now. But I hope to see you again soon. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you have a great day, or a great night, or a great afternoon. Or, by the way, remember to drink water. Bye!